So let's talk about the absolutely wild story of a global con artist who used a dating app to build an entire empire of lies. It's a story that involves private jets, unbelievably elaborate schemes, and the women who were left to clean up the mess.
At the heart of it all is a man named Simon Leviev, and he's accused of swindling, get this, an estimated $10 million from people he met. I mean, that is just a staggering amount of money, all built one swipe at a time.
And it's not like he was a secret. His scam was so big, he became an international fugitive. This quote from the Norwegian newspaper that blew the whole story open really says it all. This guy wasn't just a bad date. He was basically a one-man criminal enterprise.
But here's where the story takes a turn you won't see coming. It isn't just about the con, it's about the comeback. So what happens when one of the victims decides to stop being a victim and beat the swindler at his very own game?
Okay, so let's back up. How did this all even start? Well, it all began with the simple right swipe that looked like a perfect match, but turned out to be the perfect con.
On Tinder, he wasn't Shimon Hayut, that's his real name. No, he was Simon Leviev, the incredibly charming, jet-setting son of a real-life diamond tycoon. He built this flawless online character from the ground up, designed to attract smart, ambitious, and hopeful women.
His whole method was just pure over-the-top luxury. I mean, for women like Cecilie Fjellhøy, the very first date wasn't just getting a coffee. It was a spontaneous trip to Bulgaria on a private jet. This is a classic tactic. It's called love bombing. You create this intense, super fast romance to basically just overwhelm someone, lower their defenses, and make them feel like they owe you something, and you do it fast.
But of course, this entire fairy tale was built on a foundation of lies, and it wasn't long before that glamorous facade just started to crumble, revealing a really dark, very calculated, and repeatable scheme underneath.
And the truly shocking part is how methodical he was. This wasn't just random. It was a script, a formula. He'd create this intense emotional bond, and then, boom, he manufactures a crisis. He'd claim his enemies in the diamond business were after him and his life was in danger. It's pure psychological manipulation, you know? It's designed to make you panic, to make you feel like you're the only one in the world who can save him.
Now, can you just imagine this moment? Ayleen Charlotte, who'd been his girlfriend for 14 months, is on a plane coming back from visiting him. She's just scrolling through the news on her phone and she sees his face. His face attached to an article called The Tinder Swindler. She downloads it, and for the entire flight, she sits there reading about how the man she thinks she loves has been conning women all over Europe. The truth literally hits her at 30,000 feet.
But Ayleen, she didn't just get mad. She decided to get even. And this is the moment where the story completely flips and the prey becomes the hunter.
So Ayleen's smart. She realizes that now that his face is everywhere, his main source of income, conning women, is gone. He's desperate. So what does she do? She plays along with his story, telling him, "Oh, I believe you, I'm on your side." She flies to Prague, gathers up his huge collection of designer clothes, and just starts selling them online. Piece by piece, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all of it. And just like that, the power dynamic completely flips. As she starts ignoring him, his messages go from these desperate pleas of love to just furious threats. He's totally losing control, and Ayleen, she admitted that a part of her was actually enjoying watching the master manipulator squirm for a change.
But here's the kicker. Ayleen didn't just stop there. She found out he was about to fly from Prague to Greece, and she passed that info on to the police. Using the details from a fake credit card he'd actually sent her, Interpol was able to track him down and arrest him right at the airport in Athens. She didn't just get some of the money back, she helped bring him down.
So you'd think, okay, he's arrested, case closed, right? Wrong. So wrong. His arrest in Greece was far from the end of the story. In fact, when you look at his history, you see this deeply frustrating cycle where justice never quite seems to stick.
I mean, this timeline really shows a systemic failure. Simon, or rather Shimon Hayut, has this long history of just getting away with it. He flees one country, serves a tiny sentence in another, and then gets right back to his old tricks. This isn't just about one bad guy. It's a story about how international borders and different laws create these loopholes that serial fraudsters can just exploit over and over again.
And for the charges back in Israel, he got a 15-month sentence, but only served 5 months. The official reason was an early release program to help with prison crowding during the pandemic. For his victims, you can just imagine. Watching him walk free that quickly was a total slap in the face.
So fast forward to today.
Where is everyone now? Well, as you can probably guess, the fallout from this whole thing has led to two very, very different realities.
I mean, the contrast here is just stark. Women like Cecilie had to declare bankruptcy. They are still fighting off hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. But they've turned that horrible experience into something positive, helping other victims. Meanwhile, Shimon Hayut is living a life of luxury, he's tried to launch a Hollywood career, and he's even announced a book to tell his side of the story. And get this, he's never been charged for the crimes against the women you see in the documentary.
And that's what it all comes down to, right? It leaves us with this huge critical question. In this age of online identities, where you can be anyone you want, and the justice system is struggling to keep up, who ends up paying the real-world price for the con? It's a powerful cautionary tale about trust, deception, and what justice really means in our digital world.